Hello and welcome back to War Sales, and we're here on the diplomacy screen. I know, a bit of a weird one really, because usually we don't, but this time I'm actually going to go and get a trade agreement with the Crusade. It's a little bit difficult, obviously, to kind of get a trade agreement nowadays, because a lot of people don't really trust us, obviously, and we're going to do that. There we go, we're going to just go for it. I don't know why we had a 62% agreement when every single one of our vassals is actually on board with it. It's kind of a bit strange, but yeah. This trade agreement is going to last for at least 65 days, as you could see right here, or at least, oh wait, no, never mind. At least it should, I was going to say, but there you go. No, actually the trade agreement has a 24-day duration. This is the first time I've actually done a trade agreement outside of the beta patch that was actually present in the game a couple of months ago, obviously, when they initially pushed it to the beta branch for testing, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what actually happens with this. I don't know if we're actually going to get anything really good from this, but we can only hope, eh? We can only hope. So we'll see how that goes. I've actually just been taking a look at the general, the general look of things. I was thinking about where to go, because I thought to myself, okay, should we actually go to Nord territory and try to consolidate some of these fiefs? And I thought maybe that's a good idea, but then I thought, hey, you know what, there's so many vassals, they're probably going to be all on top of us, and it's going to be extremely annoying. So I thought, okay, you know what, let's consolidate Vlandian territory instead, and that's what we're going to do. However, I am just going to very, very quickly move on to our town here, because I do want to I do actually want to do a little bit of management first, and then we'll move on to Vlandian places for us to siege. Okay, so I'm actually very surprised about this. Ocs Hall is actually under siege right now, and I'm not sure if you actually believe the size of the Vlandian army here, because just think about how many vassals I have executed in our attempts to completely murder. Yep, there you go. Did you see that? Do you see the flash of the number there? They have 1,900. That's 1,900 troops, almost. And I gotta say, I think that that is absolutely ridiculous. I think that is probably one of the craziest turnarounds that I've ever seen, considering the fact that we have executed probably 95%, maybe even 99% of their troops. I actually feel like maybe we should just execute this guy straight away. Should we just execute him? You know what? I'm going to execute him because he's one of the more senior vassals, and I'd like to get him out of the way as best as I can. Obviously, this is indeed hurting our relations with a handful of our people, and I'm not a big fan of that, but I don't know, I kind of feel like we have to a little bit here. Just because, yeah, you know, they're actually starting to sort of be a little bit problematic. I mean, look, our relation has increased with the tops by a little bit, but now the execution's going to come in, and we're going to be, yeah, as you can see, there you go. We actually executed him, as you see right here. We have now, oh, our relation was only, wait a minute. Why did that happen? Our relations only decreased with one clan. That's very weird. Apparently, we didn't reduce relation with our friend this time around. Very, very surprising. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to stick around here at Ocs Hall, and all I'm going to do is, how did Iltus just get taken prisoner by looters? Are you serious? Okay, that's actually very, very funny. Anyway, I'm going to stick around here, and we're going to wait and see what happens with the siege itself, because obviously what I want to do is I do attempt, maybe, to go in here once they have been weakened rather significantly. I have no idea how they even have these. How do they have this many troops? How do they have this many troops? It's absolutely impossible, isn't it? Isn't it absolutely impossible for them to actually have this, considering the amount of vassals they have? But I guess they do have a huge amount of mercenaries and stuff like that they have, you know, employed. But yeah, you could see exactly what's happening here. Look at this. This is exactly the reason why I thought to myself, yeah, we should really just wait. And this is going to be insanely good. If we can time this accurately enough, I have to be a little bit careful about this. I might have to go in about now, maybe, because the thing is, there are some thresholds of garrison that really just allow the opponent into capturing it instantly, and you kind of want to prevent that from happening. So I'm not sure if we're going to be going in now, or should I wait a little bit longer. It's a little bit of a tense situation here, because that's what I mean. If the garrison gets to a certain amount, usually that is going to mean instantaneous capture. So I think we're going to go in around about now. I'm going to assault the siege camp. There you go. All right. It's looking pretty decent here. So yeah, you can see here loads and loads of mercenaries. But they still have a pretty significant amount of vassals. I'm surprised. I'm very, very surprised. All right. So let's first of all just take a quick look at my... Okay, yeah, no, I'm actually using a spear. That's obviously good because that's what we're going to do. Let's make our way in. So 505 troops. I have no idea what kind of composition they have because obviously they have so many troops. I'm not going to be able to look through the entire list, which is obviously a bit sad. But, you know, that's just how it is. And otherwise, I think we should be fine. Ooh, we got a lot of cavalry actually right now. Okay, that's pretty decent. That's not too bad. And indeed, we can have a look here. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Okay, so they do have cavalry. Obviously, we have to remember that they are not Nords. You know, they are not Nords. We shouldn't just be like, I have 76 archers? Where did they come from? Where did those guys come from? I have no idea. Okay, that's kind of incredible. All right. I guess we don't have to worry about it too much. I think we could probably be completely fine here. I mean, look at the damage that we're capable of dealing right now. And generally, obviously, the enemy... Ah, yeah, they do have a lot of those guys too. Yeah, they have a lot of those mercenary troops that are primarily mounted as well. And maybe I can just do some damage here very, very nice and quickly. Nope, doesn't seem like it. That guy's going to be hyper-aggressive, hyper-defensive, not aggressive now. And we can maybe do that. Oh, okay, we took out his horse. That's okay. Let's just tell these guys to charge in, I guess. I mean, the enemy is not really going to be able to do much to our infantry unless they get all of their cavalry invested as well. I'm actually surprised that Vlandian champion did so much damage to us. Wow, we're taking significant damage right here. I'm actually very surprised. Look at that. I mean, really. We've got a lot of people in and around this area, and, well, I'm the one that's taking most of the damage, which is hilarious. But yeah, we should be fine once I get out of the initial charge area. We can hopefully eliminate that guy. Nope, never mind. Eliminate that one. There we are. Okay, that's a nice snipe. Yeah, we should be okay now. Hopefully. Yeah, I mean, you can easily see that. Look at that. The amount of damage that we've done so far. We have lost 17 people. Obviously. Oh. Okay. The garrison is actually with us. Okay, I did not realize that. I actually thought that we were by ourselves. Why is the garrison with us? Did we actually see that? Oh well, never mind. I guess it's alright. I guess it's okay. We don't have to worry too much about it. And hopefully... I'm gonna die here, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna die here. That's kind of annoying. I think... Oh, no, we're okay. Okay, that's good. Okay, I like that. Yeah, anyway, I'm just going to tell everyone to charge here so that our archers can actually move into range. I'm not entirely sure what kind of archers we're even running with right now. Because obviously I don't think I have that many in my own party, so it must be from the garrison, something like that. And if I can just... There we go, nice little snipe against that Vlandian light cavalry there as well. Nice. And another one, there we go. Okay, and I think we should be pretty good. We just have to continue doing as much damage as possible to the reinforcement waves. These guys are going to be kind of harsh for us, but I think we should be fine. It is very much just... Yeah, there you go. Alright, so we did actually get ourselves taken out, but that's okay. We don't have to worry about that at all. That is not something... You know, we're not immature enough to think to ourselves, oh no, you died. That's terrible. No. Because, I mean, to be fair, we're not dead. We're not actually dead. We are still alive. We will get back on our feet after this. I would like to be able to join someone else, take control of someone else, and actually finish off the battle, but I think we're actually fine nevertheless as it is. It would be nice if the camera automatically went to someone that can actually be taken over and controlled. But yeah, anyway, as you can see right there, look at that. 52 renown right there. Very nice and easy. The question is, do I want to execute them now, or do I just want to take them prisoner? I'm not sure, actually, to be honest. In the grand scheme of things, I actually feel like taking them prisoner is probably the... I don't know, it's probably a bit of a mistake, to be honest, because they are going to then eventually escape, and then they're going to come back with their armies, and they're going to do some crazy, you know, big army push that we just had here, and yeah, things are going to be kind of harsh. Alright, so we're just going to sell here for 57,000, pretty nice. I do have still quite a lot of food, so we shouldn't have anything to worry about there. Alright, we got another event. Merchants are savvy to most attempts to pass off most types of shoddy goods as top quality, but one of your Sturgian brigands knows a few tricks that aren't in the usual rogue's repertoire. He suggests buying a selection of spices from the market, then sprinkling a bit of pomegranate rind in with the saffron, some cassia bark with the cinnamon, and a lead compound even known as lethargy. I have no idea, with the pepper. A bit of lead never hurt anyone. A bit of lead never hurt anyone. Alright, none of this actually means much to me, unfortunately, so we're just going to say, tell your man to save his ingenuity for battle, not trade. There we go, we're going to increase our reputation for being honest. And we're now going to move on, and we're going to see what we can actually do over here. Obviously, we have an army that is relatively close by as well. Mr. Garatops is actually forming an army at this point, and I'm not entirely sure what's actually going to happen here, but I can only hope that they're not going to sally out. I mean, I think that if there's a vassal around here, they'll probably most likely be sallying out as fast as possible, but I can only hope that... Oh no, Ospir is over there. Oh dear. I know he's gonna get involved, isn't he? Yes, he's one of those. And obviously because Pravend is actually on the river, they can come here with their ships, and they can immediately go into the town unless we have a blockade. Which we do, I think, have... Don't we have 5 ships? Yes, we do. So, there you go. Alright, that's going to be decent-ish. I think it's 5 ships that you need to be able to form a blockade, right? Isn't it? I have no idea. But, whatever the case, it's going to take us 11 days. I think 11 days for us to be able to starve the garrison out. Kind of wish we had the ability to reduce this in some way or another. As in... you know, some event or some kind of option here in the menu to be able to, I don't know, sacrifice them somehow or do something that, you know, does damage to their food supplies or poisons their water or something along those lines. I think there are some mods that do that. Oh no, Allery is there. Oh, look at this. What are they? How do they do this? How do they do this with so many troops? Okay, I'm gonna have to quit the siege if they decide to come in here. Are they? Oh, they might not. They might not. They will definitely with Allery, though, I think. Right? No? Interesting, interesting. Okay. Kind of surprised that they're not. I'm not entirely sure what's actually even going on with this guy. What is going on with this guy right here? He should literally be just going and joining Garatops' army, but he's not doing that because he's an imbecile. That's what's happening with him right there. Okay, we got fire catapults against us as well. That means they're going to be targeting our troops when we actually get into the siege. I'm assuming we are going to be getting into the siege. Maybe. They're probably going to go in now. So, yep, there we go. Sorgar is... Sorgar. Yes, Sorgar. Okay, so actually, you know what? I think... It's 7 days worth of food. I don't... yeah, no. We're just gonna do the field battle, alright? We're just gonna do the field battle. I don't really want to be honest. I feel like it's a huge waste for me to quit the siege right now. But... if I do the field battle, let's actually see what happens here. Can I actually... They're running from Garatops. Why are they running from Garatops? This is kind of interesting. Okay, so yeah, I am actually going to execute this guy if I can. Okay, so we have 636. He's not coming in. No, he's not coming in with the garrison. At least that's good. At least he's not coming in with that. And this is going to be 332 versus 636. This is actually not bad, in my opinion. I feel like we should be okay here. But it is very much, I think, very much dependent on me staying alive. Mostly, maybe? I don't know. Maybe it's going to be okay just purely because we have such high tier troops across the board. I mean, we have Huskars, of course. If you had 147 Huskars in Warband, for example, you would be stomping everyone into the ground. You'd be crushing everyone underneath your feet. Obviously, as it stands, we don't really have that at the moment because the enemy's armies are so massive that it's very difficult to actually achieve victory most of the time without actually suffering massive casualties like you saw in the previous engagement that we had. There was quite a few problems, you know. We actually ended up losing about 20 troops, which is quite bad. Let me see what I can do here. I'm going to go into a shield wall formation, see what we can do. There we go. Nice. Ooh, that was a good snipe, if I do say so myself. Then immediately change direction. You saw that, right? We immediately changed direction because we do not want to get couch lanced or something like that in the back. And anytime we can prevent any damage incoming, then that is a good day. That is a very good day indeed. And I need to be a little bit careful here because the battlefield is a bit dark. So I am going to have some issues with seeing some stuff, but that's hopefully not going to really interfere super badly. I don't have that many... where are my archers? Oh, they're right here. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, they're right on top of us. Okay, well, that's absolutely fine. There's only 8 of them. So it's basically pointless for me to do anything with them, I suppose. I could do some nice little snipes against the enemy's cavalry. They do have quite a few elite cataphracts. So if I can do some damage against them, I think we'll probably be pretty happy. Unfortunately, they are going to be kind of dangerous because they are actually good units. We know that. Yeah, this is going to be a problem. Maybe a nice headshot. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, so obviously my forces, they're basically in shield wall right now. I don't think it's necessary to put them in square. Even though square is very good against cavalry, of course, as we know. But the question is it necessary? I don't think it is at the moment. Because generally, I want to make sure that the enemy's archers, crossbowmen, so on and so forth, I want to make sure that they don't have any opportunity to provide value to their forces. Because if the crossbowmen are going to be shooting at us the entire time, I want to make sure that all of our shields are pointed towards them as much as possible. And if we put them into a square, some of them are going to be, you know, facing away from that. And that might be somewhat problematic. And I don't know. For me personally, I feel like it's probably a better idea to just leave it the way it is. You can see here we've eliminated huge amounts of the enemy's cavalry. So much so that... Do you see that massive dent in their combat strength already? That is purely because of their cavalry being eliminated as they have. Which is very nice. If we can eliminate more of them, these gallant sword sisters and the Imperial Horse Archers and so on, those things really do need to die, and then we can further level out the playing field, because obviously we don't really have that many cavalry at all, so it would be nice if we could reduce their overall domination of the battlefield in that regard. The mobility that it provides is kind of incredible, but yeah, it does seem as though we have actually done that, and maybe... Ooh, okay, I was kind of unlucky there. A little bit too slow. Wasn't able to catch up to that guy before he managed to escape. They have a lot of hired crossbowmen, actually. Maybe I don't even need to be this worried, because I'm playing this very defensively right now. I'm not trying to be overtly aggressive in any way or another. I am literally just trying to play it as carefully as I can, because I was kind of worried, you know? I was kind of worried a little bit. They did have a small advantage in regards to combat strength. And if we can... You know what? Yeah, let's go for it. I'm going to tell them to hold fire, and then we're going to literally put them into a line and then tell them to charge straight up. because these guys are going to start breaking formation now, as you can clearly see, and then they're going to just be separated and killed, hopefully. I mean, you can see here a lot of the troops they have are indeed mercenary troops, and because they are mercenary troops, it's going to be so much easier for us to actually deal with them. And indeed, if I'm able to run across their lines like I am right now, we should be completely fine, because, I mean, let's face it, if I'm able to do this and not get killed, then I think our units should be pretty good, because that means that the archers are not really firing that much. And if they're not firing, they're not dealing damage. And if they're not dealing damage, we're winning. That's basically what it comes down to right here. And the enemy is even coming in with some reinforcements. This should still be fine. We shouldn't have any problems at all. I'm just going to try and see if I can target down some of these cavalry. Ooh, that was a bit of damage right there. Unfortunate for me, but we're still okay. Obviously, we have to bear in mind, I do have the wonderful Mighty Blow perk in athletics, which does increase our HP, which makes us just that much more, shall we say, survivable. A little bit tougher across the board here. We also obviously have some very nice timing with those last two polearm attacks. Need to make sure that we don't take too much damage from them. There we go. We took out his horse. Unfortunate. Yeah, would have been nice to take out the rider, but, you know, that's how it goes sometimes. Nice. There we go. And how are my archers? Yeah, my archers literally, there's only two of them. I might as well just tell them to charge now. Yeah, I kind of forgot them back there, but there's only two of them, so it's not really going to do much, unfortunately. Now, if my forces can just continue to not add any frills, as it were, to the proceedings here, we should be completely fine. I don't need them to do anything fancy. All I need them to do is use the appropriate weapon to deal with the specific unit that they're fighting. For example, you know, switch to their spears when they're fighting cavalry, or if they see a cavalry person coming up, if they can switch to their spears ahead of time, that's really going to make a big difference. Or if they are, you know, fighting against archers, then just maintain their shield defensiveness and make sure they don't get shot in the face. That's pretty much all I am asking of them right now. And I'm going to continue trying to snipe the enemy's cavalry here. Unfortunate that I did manage to miss that one, and now the guy's being defensive. Well, never mind. Sometimes that happens, and indeed, it's going to happen quite often, especially every, I don't know, every 20 or so kills, you're probably going to get a guy that will defend quite heavily, which is fine, you know, in the grand scheme of things. I mean, really, if he wants to defend in that situation, then that is okay. You know, it's his prerogative to defend himself, of course. And if we can just inflict a little bit more damage here, I think I'll be pretty happy. Maybe I should have actually used some thrown weapons instead of our two-handed axe or something like that, but I don't know. I mean, I like to level up my throwing skill, and I think we are going to level up the throwing skill once we get into the siege. I think that's probably going to be the play here. And how are we actually doing? Okay, so the enemy is actually spawning. Ooh, okay, this is bad. We're going to actually tell our infantry to consolidate right here. And this is actually kind of bad, because the infantry and the archers are in different places. And they're spawning so far apart that our infantry is now starting to kind of split, and I don't want them to do that. I really don't want them to do that. I want them to absolutely massacre as many of these people as possible. We need to kill them extremely heavily here, and we do seem to be having a pretty decent time considering they're just running, but they're running towards the infantry, which is not what we want. I'm kind of hoping that my guys will actually start doing something. Wow, that guy literally just watched us do that. That is very funny. Okay. I was thinking to myself, he's definitely going to block, isn't he? He's definitely going to block. And then he was like, nope. That was great. Okay. I'm not entirely sure why he decided to take a load to the face, but oh well. You know, maybe he enjoys it. I don't know. Anyway, we are very much achieving victory here. We only have infantry remaining, but that's okay. We've got 70 of them on the battlefield. We've lost a grand total of 33 people. As I said, it's very dangerous. Despite me playing defensively most of the time, we are still having, you know, some issues. We're still having some issues actually maintaining our army's population. Just purely because the enemy has so many troops. they are bound to get some kills. That's just how it goes. Obviously, we could play it even more ultra defensively, and we could use the environment to our advantage. Like, for example, I could use that rock over there, like I've said multiple times in previous episodes. Using the environment is extremely powerful. If you can get the enemy to make a move first, and you can, you know, set yourselves up in a really, really nice position, like, for example, over there by the rock, or, you know, in some trees, or on a hill, or something along those lines. If you can do that before the enemy arrives, and the enemy decides to stay in that particular location where you are having an amazing advantage, yeah, you're going to basically lose pretty much no troops like we've seen in previous battles. But yeah, sometimes I just don't see that kind of stuff in the initial, you know, perusal of the environment. I'm just like, no, you know what? I don't see that rock over there. It's massive, but I don't see it. You know, that kind of thing. But yeah, that's it. There's the victory for us. Very, very nice. And 96 renown, pretty good. Okay, so we have 37 deaths, which I think is okay. Allery, yep, there he is. I'm actually going to execute him right now. He is the king, obviously, so we might as well just do that. And we're going to get the Sea Raiders and the Sea Raider Chiefs. I'm not going to take anyone else. I'll take the Imperial Elite Cataphracts. Let's actually take a couple of higher tier units here while we have the opportunity to do so. I'd like to take some of these. Yeah, I guess I'll just take that. I don't want to take too many because otherwise we're going to have some issues with, well, speed, even though, to be honest, right now we're kind of having issues with speed as it is anyway, so I don't think it really makes that much difference, to be honest. I think a lot of the time when we make these kinds of decisions, I think they are mostly pointless. Most of the time when you make a decision in Bannerlord, I don't think it's going to make that much of a big deal. Like, for example, like I just said, you know, taking these 30 extra prisoners. I mean, right now I'm moving at, let me see now, minus 0.26, right, due to prisoners. And I'm going to assume that another 20 to 30 prisoners, considering I have 108 already, so another 20 to 30 prisoners, that's not really going to do that much to your speed. You're already going to be kind of slow, right? So that's generally what I'm thinking about there. Anyway, I now am going to take control of the siege. I now have control of the siege once again, which is absolutely fantastic because Garatops actually remained in the siege. He's being extremely smart about this, by the way. He was being very, very smart about this because him remaining in the siege made it possible for us to defeat the enemy army and then come back in without having to rebuild our siege camp. I have to admit, I think that that was a masterstroke. That is probably one of the greatest things that can actually happen right there. I think that's extremely, extremely good. And hopefully some more vassals are going to come along and join him. Come on out. Get in there. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Okay, so he's got someone there. We have 5 days worth of food remaining in Pravend here, and I'm going to try to convert as many prisoners as I possibly can. Generally, it would probably be a good idea for me to swap out of Famous Commander and get Loyalty and Honor a little bit. But I'm kind of... I would like to get to Clan Tier 6 first, probably. Alright, so it's been a few days, maybe even a few weeks that I've been standing here, and I've actually been attempting to starve out the garrison. This is another one of those times where I sometimes don't understand the starvation mechanic. It's been a while, right? It's been a while, and these guys have not even started to starve out. And you can see, look at the settlement. It's completely gone. Every little bit of food in the settlement is done. There's nothing there. And it's very, very surprising that we're no longer being able to affect the garrison here. And now you can see that we have Elise coming over here. And unfortunately, they have people. They have 480 people, which is really bad. That is really, really bad for us. So what I'm actually going to do, and this is not going to be something that I'm... I don't know. It's just not really very good because I'm going to have to go in here. And I would really prefer not to, but I have to. because otherwise I am going to be having to fight these guys again, and if we do take it, we probably won't have to fight them. I mean, as you can see, they don't really have anything. I mean, they have some footmen and some recruits and so on and so forth. They don't have anything that's super, super dramatic, but the thing is, if the starvation mechanic isn't going to kick in, I don't know why it doesn't. It's, as I say, it's very strange. Usually, in this case, it would be kicking in very, very easily, but unfortunately, it is not. So it is a bit of a tough spot for us to be in here, to be honest, but I guess we'll just try it out and see what happens. I'm going to go for... oh, I should have... I forgot. Yeah, see, that's what happens. That's what happens. I forgot to equip my thrown weapons. Oh, well. Can't do much about that. Just going to have to make do with what we've got here. Going to try to lure these guys out here. Just a little bit. I'm not really trying to do super hardcore amounts of damage right now. All I'm trying to do is lure them out, make sure that they are out of position, and then my own forces can come in and hopefully do some damage to them in the meantime. That's kind of what we want. And maybe I can go for some overheads. Yep, no, nice, nice, nice. Okay. Are we actually going to get inside that easily? Yeah, it looks like we are going to get inside that easily. That's very surprising. Okay, nice. Can I maybe get around the side here? Yes, I can. Wow, I'm actually surprised. Nice. These guys literally just letting me do whatever. That's hilarious. There we go. And maybe we can do a little bit of something here. Just eliminate the enemy crossbowman. I love being shot in the face. It's great. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely wonderful. Okay, yeah, these guys are going to be a bit annoying because they do have maces. Maces, obviously, as you know, do have high penetration values against highly armored targets, which is what we are at the moment. And speaking of that, I should probably try to find some... try to find an upgraded piece of armor, even though I do actually have very good armor at the moment. So I'm not sure if we can, but it would be nice if we could. Maybe make ourselves a little bit more survivable in every situation. Ah, I see. Okay, I'm actually being shot from over there by the crossbowman. Okay, that's very, very pleasing, isn't it? Okay, let's just open this up real quick, just in case. Maybe it's gonna lure some of them over here. No, it doesn't seem like... Oh, hello. These guys obviously are. Oh, this is quite funny. Yeah, I can literally just stand here and just hit these guys. And they will consistently come over here to try and close the gate. Which is actually perfect, because that means I can literally just do this over and over again. That is actually quite funny, considering. Unfortunately, they did manage it. That's okay, though. I can just reopen it. Ah, these guys have now come a little bit closer. Oh, dear. Okay, yeah, this is problematic. Yeah, there we go. That's the game over for us right there, but that's okay, because we're done. We're absolutely 100% done. Our siege is finished. And I just wish... You know what I just wish? I wish we didn't have to do that. I wish we could have gone in there when the starvation mechanic had kicked in, because the funny thing is, we literally, as I said, we stayed there for at least a week. I would say at least a week. Had no movement whatsoever in terms of the starvation. As I've said multiple times in the past as well, sometimes the starvation mechanic kicks in really, really easily. Other times it never does. And I'm saying literally never. Sometimes it never does, and it's very, very weird. Don't know why that happens, but I'm not sure if it's a bug or if it's just something else. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, anyway, didn't kick in, so we're going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. Thankfully, we did manage to do it. Can't go in there, unfortunately, manually. We're going to otherwise just take some people to convert, possibly. Yeah, we'll just do something like this, I guess. And we'll take all of the loot. Give me all the loot. Thank you very much. I have way too many horses, I believe. Yes, I am having a herding problem at the moment. Make peace with the Nords. Yeah, I'm happy to make peace with the Nords. Am I actually happy to make peace with them? Because they might have taken one of the towns, and that's the reason why they want to make peace with us right now. Let me actually just very quickly get out of here. Oh no, what's this? A strolling minstrel offers to compose an epic ballad about your heroic deeds, potentially increasing your renown for a little amount of coin. Do you accept his offer, and if so, do you offer him any guidance on what to sing? Let him do it and reward him generously. Yes, okay, we'll probably do that. That's 20 renown, 30 renown. No, we'll do the 20 renown right here. I don't really mind about, 20 or 30 renown does not matter to us at this point. Earlier on in the game, yeah, it would absolutely make a huge difference. No, they have not taken anything, as you can see right here. They did not take the town or anything like that, so we are completely fine. And we are now the proud owner of Pravend itself, which is obviously fantastic. This is really, really good. So now what we can do... Now what we can do is... I'm actually not entirely sure, to be honest. I mean, they've got some pretty good development in the town here as well. As you can see, we got some tier 3s. Some pretty nice tier 3s. We got a plus 30% bonus to wall repair speed, which is actually really nice. Okay, I think what we're going to do is we're just going to very quickly just go into the trade screen. Going to sell some, well, I don't actually have that much food to sell to them, to be honest. But I guess I could sell some hogs, or I could execute the hogs or something like that, and then, do what we need to do. Let's just sell all of this stuff, and then we are going to get rid of some of the horses. Should I actually get rid of some of the horses, though? I kind of need to, so I guess I will. Let's go a little bit like that. Herding problems still prevalent. Yeah, wait. Let's see. Oh, no, it's okay. Okay. Let's have a look at this. Okay, that's better armor than what we have. Should I purchase it? I mean, we're not going to look like a Nord as much, which I guess is kind of annoying. But it is better, so I guess I will do that. Oh, we still look kind of cool, I guess. We still look kind of cool. Let's actually just give this to Mr. Polon. Mr. Polon, come on, Mr. Polon, here you are. Oh no, he actually has... Whoa, he's got some good stuff. Wow, okay, that's crazy. How does he have such good stuff? Did he get that? Did he come with that? Or did I equip him with that? Because I don't remember that. Okay, well, that's crazy. Yeah, otherwise, I think we're absolutely fine here. I don't think we need to give anything else. Ah, nice helmet. For Alder here. No, I think Tharic's fine. And we're obviously fine. Yeah, okay, so that's absolutely great. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so we're going to be spending 196,000, which is actually nothing. Because look at what's happened. Look at what happens right here. Look at what happens. You see that? We literally just got rid of huge amounts of stuff from our inventory here. And look at the scroll bar. The scroll bar is still extremely minuscule. So in other words, we literally still have huge amounts of cash available to us right here. Absolutely crazy. Let's repair the ships. Maybe we could actually get a big Vlandian ship. That'd be kind of fun. Maybe. If it's even available. I haven't actually... I'm not entirely sure if we've even seen the really, really big Vlandian ships. I don't think we have. Are they the round ships? Maybe they're the round ships. I'm not entirely sure, but yes, well, whatever the case, let's wait here for some time. Let's see what happens. Pretty sure that nothing is going to happen. Yeah, most likely that army is going to go over to Ocs Hall. They'll probably try... Oh, no, never mind. No, Ocs Hall is looking absolutely fine. So it doesn't seem as though they're going to be doing that anytime soon. And the owner of Pravend will probably not be me. It will probably be Mr. Iltas, because he owns Ocs Hall already. Yeah, Yeah, Garatops doesn't really like us that much, but I can give him some of the prisoners. So, yeah, he already has 2 towns, so it should go to Iltas. We've seen him. He's done great work for us in the past, in the not too distant past, that is. And so we should be absolutely fine here. And I think we're probably... Let me actually just see here. Yeah, Rovolt is over there. Garatops, where's he going? He's going to Osterken? Oh, okay, that's absolutely fine. Okay, so yeah, now we just have a bunch of castles in and around the area. And obviously, if we want to consolidate the other territory, it's going to take a little bit of time. As you can see, we have... okay. They are actually attempting to take Pravend back, which is hilarious considering there's actually 178 in the garrison here, plus 32 actually. Very, very surprising actually to see that. Let me just do this. I'm actually going to donate troops to the garrison real fast. I'm just going to upgrade these guys just a little bit, and then we'll just put them in there. Yeah, something like that, I guess. I just want to make sure that they have as many numbers as possible in the garrison. Are they actually going to go? No. As I thought. Yep, look at that. Yep, of course they're not going to do that. The Sturgians have declared war again. Ah, interesting. You know, funnily enough, a lot of the older vassals are actually dying off. They're getting very, very old now, and so they are actually dying. And yeah, that's kind of interesting because I haven't actually seen that often. Most of the time when we do a playthrough, we don't even get that far. You know, we don't even get that far. Most of the time we just absolutely destroy every single person that we can, and we get so strong that it's almost impossible for anyone to actually come back against us. And yeah, well, this time around, enemies are probably going to die before they have any opportunity to do much. Well, hopefully at least. Okay, so let's take a look. These guys have no food whatsoever, so technically the garrison will be starving out. Look at this, 1 day. Look at that, they literally have 1 day, so hopefully we could starve them. Maybe we can. If we can, that's going to be great. If we can't, then I'm not entirely sure what to tell you, but I guess we'll just try it. I don't really want to construct siege engines if I can help it. I'd like to try to avoid that. I'd like to try to just build the siege camp immediately, starve out the garrison of very small amounts of troops, and then just immediately go in. But I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to do that. I think it's going to... I think I'm going to have to be forced into doing this, because these are fire catapults. As you know, they are going to target our own people. They're going to target our troops, and we don't really want that to happen. Okay, so we've got a situation here which isn't actually anything super, super bad, but it's something that I find kind of annoying. It's more annoying than bad, and you can see here what we've got to deal with. So basically it's an army that just wants to fight us randomly here. And then we also have a massive army that wants to fight us on the field. And, well, I'm not a particularly big fan of doing that right now. I would like to just take the castle, but obviously... Yeah. Did they actually... No, they didn't even take the castle over there. They tried to take... Alright, that's going to be interesting. So let's just go and... Let's just do this, I guess. Yeah, I'll equip that instead of the two-handed axe. Yeah, by the way, I think someone recommended that I get a Swiftwing axe or Raven's wing. I'm actually not entirely sure which kind of axe you said. It was something wing axe, and you can see here I'm actually already using something like this. I don't know whether you realize that or not, but whatever the case, there it is. That is what I'm currently using. So, yeah, it's great. I love that axe. It's really, really fun. Otherwise, let's see. Yeah, that's kind of annoying, isn't it? Okay. We've got an option. We've got 2 options here. Either we fight the field battle, which I think is a bit of a waste of time, personally. I think it would be much, much better for us to just go straight on in, immediately conquer the castle, and then have a great old time, because the enemy is not going to be able to really come in here and do much. But, and here's the really big problem, if we fail in the siege, we're going to be extremely weakened. We're going to be slow, and the opposing army is probably going to have a field day. Very nice field day with us. So, you know what? I'm going to take the risky. I'm going to do the risky maneuver here. I'm going to try and see if we can capture the castle first, and then we'll see what actually happens. Maybe we're going to have a good time. Garatops is obviously not with us, unfortunately. Oh yeah, and I don't have my two-handed axe on. Haha, isn't that great? Because I thought I was going to do the field battle. Yeah, and there's the fire. Yeah, I love that. Oh, yeah, that's great. Can you tell that I absolutely love fire catapults? Yes. I really love them. Not. Okay, well, let's just see what we can do here. Maybe we'll be okay. Okay, yeah. That guy's actually getting up there. Alright, okay. Oh, no, he got up there, but I didn't. Are you serious? Okay, wait a minute. Is this gonna be one of those times? Okay, I don't want them to hold fire. Let's just fire at will. Okay. Is this one of those times where I'm just literally going to do this over and over? Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I could say something right now. I could say something very... Well, kind of like an I told you so moment, I guess. Even though, to be fair, I'm not actually telling you. I'm just generally saying it because this is something that I commented on at the time when the ability to push the ladders away from the walls was implemented, or was suggested to be implemented. And at the time, I said, you know, that's probably not going to be great. And the reason why it's not going to be great is because of this situation right here. These ladders are far too long. So what's going to happen is, as soon as I step on this, the enemy is going to easily, yeah, as you can see right there, they're already tipping it back. And they're immediately going to have the opportunity to tip it back, do damage to me over and over again, and it will be a stalemate. There is very little I can do to actually get myself on there. Same thing. I mean, look at what just happened. I literally just got randomly killed by something. And are my forces actually going to be able to do something now? Now my forces are... You know what? Yeah. That's just absolutely ridiculous. I could make peace with them. Do I want to make peace with them? Sure. Why not? We did have some people that were actually imprisoned, so kind of don't really like doing that, to be honest. That's kind of annoying, but yeah, the Sturgians are actually at war against us, and it's probably going to be a good idea for us to attack them as well, because, I mean, look at how small the Sturgians actually are at this point. I mean, they literally only have Varchek, Omor, and Balgard as towns, and then they only have 3 castles otherwise, from what I can see, because the Nords have been just cannibalizing them extremely quickly. So yeah, there is also that. Anyway, kind of annoying sort of thing going on with the Vlandians there. And like I said, I personally, this is very much a personal thing. I know a lot of people really like the fact that the AI can push the, the ladders away from the walls and stuff like that, but when you enter into a situation where it is an infinite loop of you going on the ladder, the AI pushing it down, you going on the ladder, the AI pushing it down, rinse and repeating that over and over, that's obviously extremely irritating, and certainly something that you wouldn't want to have happen most of the time, but because there's nothing else that I can do. There isn't anything else I can do in that situation. I can't affect the enemy being able to push that down unless I am able to interrupt them, and it's very difficult to interrupt them when their walls are so large. That's the reason why I actually wanted to do damage, eliminate the walls, and also starve out the garrison, but obviously I was forced into that situation by the enemy army that was nearby. I could have gone the easy route, obviously, so There is that. But I do think that that particular mechanic probably should not have been implemented in the way that it is, because it's just too easy for enemies to put you into that infinite loop. And yeah, again, that is just my own personal opinion. And I know that I'm definitely in the minority there. I know a lot of people really, really like that. So, you know, I guess enjoy that kind of infinite loop. So for me personally, not a big fan, but yeah, it's okay. Anyway, we're going to be attacking the Sturgians, and let's actually just take a look and actually see what's going on with them. Okay, yeah, so as you can see, they are actually still stronger than us in regards to, kind of surprising actually to see that, but they are actually stronger than us in regards to combat strength. And let's actually see, can we get another trade agreement? Yes, we can. Let's get another trade agreement with the Crusade. I think we were actually making huge money. I think we were making big money with the trade agreement, to be honest. So, oh, we could do one with the Batanians as well. Let's do that. Why not? We might as well spend our influence on something, right? I mean, 200 influence every single time we do a trade agreement. I think that's kind of good. For some reason, we don't have a trade agreement possibility with anyone else. We don't have a trade agreement with Vlandia or Nords or Azerai, Southern Empire, Western Empire, or Northern Empire. Kind of strange that we don't. Bit weird. Not entirely sure why that is, but I don't know. Maybe we don't have good enough relation with them or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, that is going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.